Hey guys, uh, haven't seen much posted about this. I've seen some people talking about the new Viper motors for the AFX Mega G Plus cars. I managed to get my hands on the Stage 2 and the Stage 5, but I haven't seen anybody posting videos about them. And while I am not a video creator, I'm going to apologize now. This is not going to be a professional video. I'm not going to spend a lot of time editing this or anything. But I do want to cover these new motors. They are pretty impressive. And I will compare, I have a Viper V-Spec V3 right here. And then I have two Mega G Pluses here. None of these are really what I would consider stock. So bear that in mind. I will go over what kind of upgrades I've done to these cars. And we'll kind of compare on I have a dyno here that I made myself that is basically using a brushless motor out of a hard drive to generate voltage, and that's what my readout will show you is the different voltages I can create with these cars. More RPM equals more voltage, basically. And then at the end of this, I have some videos of running these cars that I will post up. But let's start with the Viper. This is a V3. I do have bearings. I have the ball bearings in both the front and the rear of this armature. It is a stock armature, stock magnets, stock traction magnets. I prefer to run a 8:25 gear ratio. It's real close to the stock, but that's what I like. It does have some Holy rims and some Viper. I think they were, if I remember right, they were .436 M1 tires. The S1s are a little too soft. They try to fling off at the speeds we're running. I have an independent front end running O-rings. Other than that, it's basically just like you buy it. But it's pretty fast for what we're doing. You can certainly make these faster, but for what we're doing on an AFX track, these are pretty fast. Here we have a Mega G Plus that has some of Viper's aftermarket billet rims. These are a great upgrade for just a stock Mega G Plus car. They will completely change how this car runs. Another thing, I like to lower the magnets. These are the stock level 30 magnets. I just, cut out the pocket, lower the magnets to almost flush, not quite flush with the chassis, and then super glue them in. That will absolutely change how your car handles, make them much more drivable. Other than that, it is stock gearing on a 725, but this is the Stage 2 motor, and it's a little better than the stock motor, the stock red can. Well, I have seen one. I have a friend that has one stock Mega G Plus car that is real close to this car, but most of his cars are nowhere nearly as fast as this one. This Mega G Plus has the Stage 5 Outlaw motor. This thing is a beast. It does have level 42 magnets that are lowered. It is running some Viper Delrin CNC rims with, well, I believe these were 436 M1s as well. But this thing will outrun my Viper. Now, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, but in my opinion, the Viper cars are what I would consider to be a hobby grade car, because you do have the ability to modify and change these cars in pretty much any way you see fit. There's, different magnets, different armatures, different gearing, sky's the limit depending on what you want to do. The Mega G Plus cars, I would consider them to be a toy grade car, just because you don't have much in the way of options as far as motor upgrades, things like that. You can't really do a whole lot to these cars. There are some magnets, there are some wheel packages you can do that will help. But you're very limited on your options. So to me, these are toy grade. And I had a Jag motor in one of these at one time, and it ran okay, but it didn't last. And the thing I didn't like about it, when I opened the motor up to see what was going on, they don't have brushes on the commentators. They use 3 spring fingers to power the armature, where I know the actual AFX cars actually have brushes similar to like the Viper has. I do not know what's in these. I'm hoping they're brushes, but either way, it doesn't really matter. For the price of these motors, it's hard to go wrong. They are a good upgrade in my opinion. So let's just start here. We'll start with the Viper car on my dyno, and we'll see what kind of numbers we get. You'll have to excuse me for a second. It takes me just a second to put these in place. Like I said, I built this myself, so. But we'll see what kind of numbers we get here. So we're pulling a max just over 5. And basically, like I said, that's reading voltage. That's generating 5 volts with that motor. I know most of the dynos are reading actual RPM, but this is generating voltage. So here's your stage 2 motor. So just over 3.7, which I know from running a red can motor. In fact, it's this motor right here would do about 3.1 to 3.2. So that's the stock motor that came, I think, out of this car. So this is definitely producing a little more than a stock motor. Here is the stage 5. If I can get it in there. All right, here goes the stage 5 car. So as you can see, the stage 5 car is producing a little more than the Viper car, which, like I said, the voltage readings here is going to equate to RPM. The faster you spin this roller, the higher voltage you're going to get. So this car is actually generating more power than my Viper car. It's not a lot, but it's pretty impressive to me that Viper managed to come out with a smaller canned motor that is producing the power to compete with this car. And for the price, it's a nice upgrade if you're looking to really go fast. If you're just looking for a little better than stock, the stage 2 is good. It really is. But that 5 is just crazy. So I will go edit this and add in some video of these cars actually running on the track that I have access to, which is a AFX track. I don't know anybody with a routed track, but it is an AFX track. It is all, you know, permanently mounted, independent power supplies per lane. So we're running at 22 volts with the AFX power packs, and we have the TrackMate timing system on it, and it's about 46 and a half feet, 47 feet, something like that, around lane 2. So it's pretty good. This car actually holds the record for that track. This Stage 5 AFX Mega G Plus has actually turned a better time than the Viper has over there. This, I've managed to run like a 2.712 with this car in lane 2, and this car did it in just under 2.6. It was like 2.595 or something like that. I have a picture of it. I'll have to look it up, but it's pretty rare to see a 2.5 with this car. Last night when I was over there running, 2.6s were as good as I could do, but that's screaming fast on that track. So anyway, if you guys have any questions or anything, like I said, I hope Viper gets these back in stock. They are a very good upgrade in my opinion. I think they're going to be better motors than the Jag motors were. I really hope they get these back in available. I would like to pick up a few more. I'd like to play with their other stage motors as well. But so far all I've seen is the Stage 2 and Stage 5, but they are good. So all right, guys, well, I'm going to turn this off, and I will get the other videos edited into this. And if you get any questions, put it in the comments. I'll try to answer anything I can. And that's it. Y'all have a good one. Okay, this first clip's going to be the Mega G Plus with the stock traction magnets that are lowered. It has the Viper Super Stock Stage 2 motor, and it's running somewhere in the 3.1 second to 3.2 second lap times.
35.056, 3.609, 3.34, 3.194, 3.196, 3.176, 3.116, 3.156, 3.12, 3.137, 3.123.
Okay, this next video is going to be this same Mega G Plus running up against a stock red can motor Mega G Plus.
109.626,
Okay, so this next video is going to be a shot down the straightaway. I will run this gold Mega G Plus first. It has the Viper Super Stock Stage 2 motor, and then I will run this red car. It's got the Mega G Plus with the Outlaw Stage 5 motor. I realize this is an old Tyco body that I just adapted to fit on this car because I didn't have a body for it. And there's only about a gram difference in the body weights. I've actually run the Stage 5 car with the gold body. It doesn't seem to make a difference. But anyway, so you'll see the difference in the straightaway speeds.
142.537, 3.186, 3.125, 3.134, 3.071, 3.197,
Okay, this video is going to be this Outlaw Stage 5 motor car against a stock AFX car, but the difference with this one is they both have the level 42 magnets that have been lowered. Just kind of shows you the difference between the speeds you can get out of a stock car and this Outlaw motor car. 3.637. Okay, this is just a video of a few laps of my Viper running around that track, just to kind of give you an idea of what kind of lap times we're seeing with the Viper car.
198.61, 3.313, 3.009, 3.878, 2.89, 2.851, 2.887, 2.89.
Okay, this video, I'm running this Stage 5 motor car against my buddy's Viper V3 that his car is set up like mine. It has the bearings on the armature, the same gearing, same tires. The only difference in his car, he actually runs shunt wires from the front of his pickup shoes to the bell housing. So he's maybe getting a little better voltage transfer. But it's a fast Viper on this track. So you can see how competitive this car is with that Viper car.
71.74. 3.075.
Well, you got a couple good
3.018, 2.984, 2.978, 3.123, 10.555, 11.035, 3.549, 3.326, 3.069, 2.95, 3.083, 14.782, 1.127, 16.003, 3.099, 3.046, 2.97.
All right, guys. So there you go. That is my comparison of the Stage 2 and Stage 5 Bandit series of motors from Viper. I think they've got a really good product going here. I would probably do the Stage 2 motor over the Jag motor if I needed to replace one out of a stock car. I think it's a better motor. You get a little more speed out of it. The Stage 5 motor is just a bullet. It is really fast. It's hard to, I don't know if you can really see that on video very well, but it is really impressive what that motor is doing in a Mega G Plus. racing it up against a Viper is probably not really fair to Viper, just because the Viper is a base, cheapest V3 you can buy. You know, that is a stock armature, stock magnets, base model V3. Whereas that red bodied Mega G Plus, that thing is probably as modified as you can go. I don't know much else you could do for it. Where, you know, so probably not a real fair comparison, but I just wanted to show how fast you could actually get a Mega G Plus to go. And it's pretty impressive to see what it does. The Viper, I would like to at some point actually start trying to modify the Viper to be a little faster, but that's later down the line. So anyway, guys, so that's my take on it. Like I said, if you know, catch them back in stock, man, snag them up, because I think they've got a good product going here, and I hope they get them back in stock pretty soon. If there's any questions I can answer about anything for you, just leave it in the comments and I'll try to get to it. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Later.